Already this morning, there are several evacuation orders in place, and our county leaders expect to announce more today.
10 Tampa Bay's Jenny Dean joins us live from the VA, one of the many healthcare facilities in Pinellas County impacted with those evacuation orders. Good morning, Jenny.
Yeah, good morning, Sarah and Jameson here at Bay Pines. They have had a police officer there with lights on all morning long. We're now seeing a steady stream of traffic going into there. It's one of 64 facilities in Pinellas County that are going to have to be evacuated because all healthcare facilities in zones A, B, and C are under a mandatory evacuation. We're talking long-term care, assisted care facilities, and even hospitals like this one. That's because officials announced it early. They really wanted to make sure that people had enough time to get all of the patients from these facilities to safety, because it can take some time, and that's just the beginning. We are expecting, according to Pinellas County emergency officials, that they are going to issue evacuation orders for all of our coastal areas, but they could go as far as evacuating all zones A, B, and C, and at the very least. And Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri, he says they aren't going to be as nice about it, telling people to leave this time if you are under a mandatory evacuation.
Tell you, and I'm going to take a different approach than what we have in the past. What I've said in the past is that we're not going to force people to leave, and we're going to be a little bit more assertive with it this time. And for those people that are in mandatory evacuation zones, in the past, mandatory evacuation orders have been issued, and bars stay open, restaurants stay open, people just going about their business and stores. That's not going to happen this time, because we're going to shut you down.
Now, the sheriff told us that during Helene, they had 1,500 calls of people needing her help during the middle of that hurricane, and they just couldn't get to them. They said they don't want the same thing to happen again. Again, Pinellas County officials say they expect to announce more mandatory evacuations later today in zones A, B, and C, meaning half the county would be required to evacuate their homes, Jameson.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of traffic on the roads, Jenny. What about our other counties? Are there going to be any evacuations expected there today?
Yeah, we already know that Manatee County has issued mandatory evacuation for Anna Maria Island, so that is already in place. And many of other counties, Hillsborough emergency officials talking about the likelihood of issuing evacuation orders today. Pasco and Sarasota even going so far as to open shelters for people that want to voluntarily evacuate. But we do expect to see more mandatory evacuation orders happening today as watches and warnings start to get posted due to Hurricane Milton. So if you need to make that plan, they say travel tens of miles, not hundreds of miles. Find that friend, find that you can stay with. Start calling for hotels today. Many of them are booking up. Just get inland, get out of those evacuation areas, and just stay safe and hunker down throughout the storm.
All right, our Jenny Dean reporting live for us this morning. Jenny, thank you so much. As you're waking up this morning, county leaders are not mincing any words when it comes to Hurricane Milton and your safety. Manatee County already has a mandatory evacuation that kicks in this afternoon for anyone in levels A and B, as well as those who live in RVs or mobile homes. Up in Pasco County, mandatory evacuations are in effect for zones A and B as well.